Hey everybody, it's the Burger Dude, and today we're gonna mess with Texas and veganize one of the all-time favorites from Whataburger, the honey barbecue chicken strip sandwich. It's a mouthful to say and to eat, which is fitting since everything is bigger in Texas. So to get started, let's make a honey barbecue sauce. Now of course you could get some store-bought stuff and sweeten it up with some vegan honey, but it's not too difficult to make your own. First thing we're gonna do is get 1 cup of ketchup. I only had about 3/4 of a cup left, so I topped mine off with some chili sauce, which made this barbecue sauce a little chunky, but nothing wrong with that. Next, we'll add a 1/4 cup of apple cider vinegar. You can use white vinegar too. After that, we'll add a 1/3 cup of brown sugar for some sweetness, and then a tablespoon of some hot sauce. I'm using Texas Pete for obvious reasons. And then time for some of this stuff. I don't want to butcher the name, just make sure it's vegan. So 1 teaspoon of what's this here sauce, then 1 teaspoon of our buddy's smoked paprika, 1 teaspoon of chipotle powder, 1 teaspoon of garlic salt, or just use garlic and salt, whatever you like, a teaspoon of onion powder, and then some black pepper to taste. And for the vegan honey, you could just use some maple syrup, or I even have some of this date syrup, but today I'm using up the rest of this vegan honey I found on Etsy. It's made with apples, and in fact, you can make your own with apples. Mary's Test Kitchen has a great recipe. I'll leave a link in the description for that. So that was probably, I don't know, about 2 tablespoons worth. Add as much as you like, but this stuff was perfect with the amount of vegan honey. And whisk that up, and then, as always, taste and adjust for seasoning. And if it's tasting good, let's get a saucepan on medium heat, and we're gonna add our barbecue sauce. And now, we just gotta let it simmer and reduce it for about 10 minutes or so, whisking it around every now and again. And mine got pretty thick. Here's a spoon test to show you. But obviously, make it as thick or as thin as you like it. And then we're gonna go ahead and throw it in the fridge until we need it. And now on to the fried chicken, vegan of course, and I'm going to use my trusty friend Gardein for the chicken, but I realize not everyone has access to these or wants to use them, so you can totally use seitan, or you could use tofu like this and just cut it into strips, or you could even use some portobello mushrooms like this and simply cut those into strips as well. Really, whatever you have at your disposal should work fine. For the Gardein, you can use these scallopinis or any of their non-breaded chicken products, should work as well. You just want to thaw them either overnight or for an hour or so on the countertop. I typically do so on a wire rack like this. You don't want to microwave them because you could end up cooking them and then they won't be pliable like this. So at first I was going to take a scallopini, cut it in half, and then form each half into a chicken strip, but then I remembered I'm a nerd who takes photos of his food, so I got my Texas toast and I made sure that the size of the chicken strips would work with the bread. And we gotta remember, these are gonna get bigger once we dredge and fry them, but honestly, if you don't care about things looking perfect, you can totally just wing it. Pun intended, I guess. Although they're not wings, they're tenders. Whatever, you know what I'm trying to say. Alright, and here you go. I got all my chicken strips formed and thawed, and now we want to add them back to the freezer to firm up, as they are quite fragile right now, and it'll make it precarious to dredge them. And while they firm up, let's get our dredging station together. For the wet batter, we just need 1 cup of plant milk, which should be unsweetened unless you want to end up with vanilla fried chicken like this guy.
Why does my fried chicken taste like vanilla? Wait, I forgot to get unsweetened plant milk again. Gosh dang it, Jimmy.
Yep, better luck next time, Jimmy. But for now, we're gonna add a tablespoon of apple cider vinegar, and then another tablespoon of Texas Pete, and we're gonna whisk that to make our spicy buttermilk, though it's really not that spicy. Next, for the dry dredge, we have a couple of options when it comes to the spices. Typically, I'll use something like this Mrs. Dash chicken seasoning or some Cajun seasoning, but today I think I might make my own with some of these. And that's the beauty of cooking. You can do whatever the heck you want. So let's improvise a spice mix. I'm going to start with a teaspoon of garlic salt, a teaspoon of smoked paprika, and then a teaspoon of onion powder, followed by half a teaspoon of ground sage, half a teaspoon of ground coriander, and then I ended up doing about a teaspoon of this umami mushroom seasoning from Trader Joe's, and then can't forget my favorite, half a teaspoon of chipotle powder, and then about 17.5 shakes of black pepper, or to taste of course, and we're gonna mix that up, and this was actually pretty dang good just for messing around. Now we'll just get half a cup of flour and then add that to a bowl along with half a cup of cornstarch and then 1 tablespoon of baking powder. And then we'll start off conservative with the spice mixture, only to realize we're going to throw the whole thing in there eventually anyways, and give that a whisk. And now we just got to get a large pot and fill it up with some oil that has a high smoke point. I usually use peanut oil, but I was running low, so I'm using soybean oil instead. And we're going to heat that up to around 350 to 375 degrees Fahrenheit. So now that our chicken tenders are firmed up a bit, we can dredge them. And at first I was doing a single dredge, first in the flour and then the wet batter and then back in the flour. But I found that I wasn't getting the kind of texture I wanted, so I went back to my trusty double dredge and that seemed to fix it. And to double dredge, simply start with the wet, then go to the dry, and then repeat that process, making sure to shake off the excess flour and vegan buttermilk each time. And then once our oil is up to temperature, we'll carefully lower our tenders into our pot away from us so we don't splash hot oil on our hands. And then it's just a matter of frying them until they're golden brown. I only fried about 3 at a time so as to not overcrowd the pot. And there you go, that's what a single dredge looks like. And then, for reference, that's a double dredge. It's really wild how much of a difference the extra layer of batter makes, but it really helps us get that craggly, crunchy texture we all know and love. And once they're fried, let them rest on a wire rack. And again, just to show off the difference between single and double dredging, really amazing. So obviously, I recommend a double dredge if you can. Now all we got to do is grill our Texas toast and melt some cheese. This is the Texas toast I used, and I got it at Smart & Final. I've said it before and I'll say it again. If you live near a Smart & Final, go check it out. Lots of cool stuff there. So I'm going to spread some of this vegan mayo on my bread, and yes, instead of butter, that is a really cool trick, and if you know, you know, and if you don't know, then you should remedy that ASAP. And then we're going to place that toast down on that pan, and next I'm taking some vegan chow cheese, and I'm going to just lightly press it directly on the pan to help it melt a little bit. Next, I'll add that cheese to 1 slice of bread, and then we're going to cover that to help it melt. And it's worth noting I had this on medium-low so as to not toast the bread before the cheese melted. Also, because I'm using this portable hot plate, I don't get as much heat distribution, so I had to let this melt on its own, and then we can raise the heat to toast the other piece of bread, remove it from the heat once it looks something like that. And now all we got to do is build our sandwich. So start with the melted cheese on Texas toast, slather on some of that thick barbecue sauce as much as you like, and then I'm adding 2 tenders because these guys came out way bigger than I had anticipated, but that's okay, of course. Usually another piece of melted cheese would be on top, but I didn't want to mess with that, so I'm just going to drizzle on some more of that amazing barbecue sauce, which is my right as a drizzler. And then we'll add that top piece of Texas toast, and now it's time to eat. And there you go, look at this big old honkin' sandwich, and I really couldn't wait to try this, so here we go. And yeah, even though I've made these before, that first bite is always so amazing, and of course, I get barbecue sauce right on my face right away. The good news is I remembered napkins this time. And like I said, even though I've never had the original, I've had this vegan version several times now, and I have to say I get why people love this thing, and I'm even getting nostalgic for it right now. And there you go, that's the best bite right there. And if you want some more vegan Whataburger, check out my video for the honey butter chicken biscuit linked right here, or for another Texas toast recipe, the Texas toast garlic double is a masterpiece as well. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you all next time.